Hey there, history buff, or maybe just someone who loves epic tales of honor and combat. Let's dive into one of the most fascinating chapters in human history, the world of samurai warriors. These legendary figures weren't just sword-swinging soldiers, they were bound by a strict moral code known as Bushido, which shaped their lives, battles, and legacy during the era of feudal Japan. Whether you're captivated by their martial prowess, intrigued by their philosophy, or simply love a good story of loyalty and sacrifice, the samurai have something for everyone. So grab your favorite drink, maybe some sake, and let's journey back to a time when honor was everything, and swords were an extension of the soul. First things first, what exactly made the samurai so special? Simply put, samurai were the elite warrior class of feudal Japan, serving under powerful lords called daimyo. Emerging around the 10th century, they became the backbone of Japanese society during a period marked by constant warfare, shifting alliances, and rigid social hierarchies. But here's the kicker. Samurai weren't just hired hands. They were highly trained professionals who lived by a set of principles that defined their identity, behavior, and even their deaths. Their code, known as Bushido, the way of the warrior, wasn't written down like a rule book. It was more of a guiding ethos passed down through generations. Think of it as the samurai's version of a moral compass. At the heart of every samurai was Bushido, a code that emphasized virtues like loyalty, courage, discipline, and self-control. Here's how these ideals played out in their daily lives. A samurai's bond with their daimyo was sacred. They pledged absolute loyalty, often putting their lord's needs above their own, even if it meant laying down their life. This sense of duty went beyond mere employment. It was a deeply personal commitment. Samurai were expected to face danger without fear. Dying honorably in battle was seen as preferable to living dishonorably. Stories abound of warriors charging into impossible odds or choosing ritual suicide, seppuku, rather than surrendering to enemies. Being a samurai wasn't just about swinging a katana, it was about mastering every aspect of life. From archery and horsemanship to calligraphy and poetry, samurai cultivated both physical and intellectual skills. A true samurai could write a haiku as beautifully as he could wield a blade. Zen Buddhism heavily influenced Bushido, teaching samurai to embrace death as an inevitable part of life. By accepting mortality, they freed themselves from fear, allowing them to act decisively in battle and live fully in the present. You can't talk about samurai without mentioning their iconic weapons. These weren't just tools of war, they were symbols of status, craftsmanship, and personal identity. The curved, single-edged sword is perhaps the most famous symbol of the samurai. Each katana was forged with incredible precision, often taking months to complete. It was said that a samurai's soul resided within his blade, a shorter companion sword worn alongside the katana, used for close-quarters combat or ceremonial purposes. Before firearms came along, archery was a key skill for samurai. Their longbows required immense strength and precision. Samurai wore lightweight yet durable armor, designed to protect while allowing freedom of movement. It was often adorned with intricate designs, reflecting the wearer's rank and clan. These weapons weren't just for fighting, they were extensions of the samurai's honor and artistry. To truly understand the samurai, we need to zoom out and look at the world they inhabited, feudal Japan. Picture this: a land divided into fiefdoms ruled by rival daimyo, each vying for power and territory. Samurai served as both military leaders and administrators, maintaining order and protecting their lord's interests. Society was strictly divided into classes, with samurai at the top, below only the emperor and shogun. Farmers, artisans, and merchants occupied lower rungs. Lords built massive castles as fortresses, surrounded by moats and walls. Warfare involved everything from sieges to open field battles, with samurai leading the charge. When not fighting, samurai acted as bureaucrats, overseeing tax collection, legal disputes, and other administrative tasks. Their role wasn't limited to the battlefield. Despite the chaos, this period saw incredible cultural achievements, including tea ceremonies, no theater, and stunning architecture, all of which the samurai helped shape. No discussion of samurai would be complete without highlighting some legendary figures whose stories continue to inspire. Known as the greatest swordsman in Japanese history, Musashi fought over 60 duels without losing once. He later wrote The Book of Five Rings, a timeless guide to strategy and philosophy still studied today. This tragic hero from the 12th century was celebrated for his tactical brilliance, but ultimately betrayed by his own brother. His story embodies the bittersweet nature of samurai life. Often called the last true samurai, Saigo led a rebellion against modernization in the 19th century. Though defeated, his defiance cemented his place as a national hero. These individuals remind us that samurai were not just warriors, they were complex humans driven by passion, duty, and sometimes conflict within themselves. As Japan entered the Meiji era, 1868-1912, the age of the samurai came to an end. Modernization brought Western influence, centralized government, and conscripted armies, making the traditional samurai class obsolete. Many struggled to adapt, while others found new roles as bureaucrats, educators, or diplomats. Yet, even as their era faded, the samurai left an indelible mark on Japanese culture. Their values of honor, discipline, and resilience continue to inspire people around the world. Fast forward to the present day, and samurai remain cultural icons. Movies like Seven Samurai and The Last Samurai, video games like Ghost of Tsushima, and countless books keep their legacy alive. Why? Because their story resonates deeply with universal themes. In a world full of compromise, the samurai ideal reminds us to stand by our principles. Their blend of strength and sensitivity teaches us to nurture both body and mind. Even after centuries, their impact endures, a testament to living a purposeful life. The samurai weren't just warriors, they were architects of a philosophy that continues to shape how we think about leadership, morality, and personal growth. Their blend of martial skill, artistic refinement, and unwavering loyalty makes them timeless role models. So next time you see a katana or hear someone mention Bushido, remember, the samurai weren't just figures of the past, they represent ideals we can strive for today. Stay curious, stay disciplined, and maybe channel a little samurai spirit in your own journey. Who knows? You might just carve out your own legend. Would you want to live by the Bushido code in today's world? Why or why not? Which famous samurai inspires you the most, and why? How do you think modern societies can learn from the values of the samurai? Let's keep the conversation going, because history is always better when we share it together.